Well, happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of Fun Fridays from the Field Career Chats, brought to you by NICC's College and Career Connection Program, a member of Iowa's community colleges. And a special thank you to Keystone AEA for helping us partner with these events. Today, we're excited because we're live on location at Zips Truck and Equipment in New Hampton, Iowa. And we're going to get a fun tour while we're answering all the questions that are on your worksheet. So I'm going to turn it over to Gina, who is our moderator from today.
All right, so bear with us. We've not done this before, but we're excited to show you Zips in New Hampton. And we have Randy who's going to show us around and talk about the questions on the sheet. And we're starting in an office area here. Randy, do you want to introduce yourself and just tell the students a little bit about your career history?
Sure. Okay, my name is Randy Wickman. We're here in New Hampton, Iowa. Right now, we're in the service office here at Zips Truck Equipment. I've been with Zips since 2014. Today is actually, I start my 9th year today. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. But before Zips, I actually worked for John Deere. So I was with John Deere for about 3 years as a machinist and went to school for CNC machining and ended up here in New Hampton and been loving it ever since. So, yeah. Oh, the camera's going crazy.
I don't know why it's doing that. It didn't do that during our practice.
Sure.
We're gonna go this way.
There you go.
Cool. Do you want to just tell us what you like about being here, Randy, before we go out in the
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
shop?
the thing that I like, the thing I like the most about Zips is that it's a family-owned company, and the owners, if we got a problem or if we need anything, they're right down the hallway. So the owners of the company definitely get involved with every aspect of the company and everything we do, and it really makes it a nice place to work for sure. So we're all on the same team and communicate with each other, and that's one of the things. And obviously the tow trucks are really cool too. So I definitely like those. But
Let's go see them.
yeah, alrighty.
Ready? All right, here we go. Sorry, I had to flip my camera. We're having technical difficulties. We also have Marie, who's the HR manager with us. So you might hear her as well.
So right now we're walking out into the main campus shop. The first stop that we're going to stop at is the heavy cruise. That's where we build all the heavy duty trucks. And if you follow me, we'll go up there. So this all right here, we're putting together a 5130 Century record. She can kind of pan over and show you here quick if you see it. Hey, Vince, you want to kill that radio for Tony? So this record is one that we started building a few months ago. They started out as just a brand new Peterbilt chassis. This one would have, and the 3 techs that we have building it right now, they would have brought it in and mounted the PTO and hydraulic pump on it. They cut the back of the frame and mounted the subframe mount on the side of the frame. They drill. Some of these trucks vary, but they drill up to 50, 60, 70, 80 holes in the frame and bolt the wrecker subframe to it. They do weld the wrecker down to the mounting plates, and they can pretty much do the main install until the truck goes to paint. And then once the truck's down in the paint department, they will end up starting another truck, and hopefully in turn another truck will come out of paint, and then they'll start reassembly and wiring lights and finishing the build of the truck. So it's a lot of man hours between 3 guys in each crew that we have here, put them together, and it's a lot of things that all come together at once.
So a team of 3 work together.
Yep.
To build this from the ground up. Yep. What kind of workplace skills would you say are important for them to have to be able to create something like this? I'm going to pan over here again so everybody can see it, and then we'll come back to you, Randy, so we can hear you.
Yeah.
Check that out. So just think that started with nothing, and now it looks like it's a full completed truck, but it's probably not yet, right?
Yeah, it's got a ways to go, but like I say, the chassis start out brand new, and the records are manufactured in Tennessee, and then we put them together. But one of the biggest things that I would say that, or even the 3 main points that you'd want to have here is paying attention to detail will be number one. Like say everything you do, whether you're wiring one little strobe light or you're welding something or you're cutting something up, paying attention to detail would be a big one. Another thing is, as far as having a good work crew is, coming to work, showing up on time, and while you're at work, working hard and staying busy and keeping the tow trucks rolling in and out of the shop. So coming to work on time, working hard while you're here, and paying attention to detail on everything you do, and make sure you're doing a quality job for our customers. So
what kind of education or training do employees need?
So as far as education and training goes, at the minimum, we would like to see a high school diploma or equivalent. But any kind of schooling that you could take, even in high school, like an agriculture class or like agriculture science or welding or your shop class, your industrial tech classes, those classes would definitely be the ones that you'd want to hit on. That would help you with a career here at Zips.
How about math? Is math important
Yes,
here?
absolutely. Math is always important. No matter even if you're building tow trucks or just paying your bills at home, math is something that definitely want to stay sharp on your math skills. So.
All right. What else do you want to show us out here?
What I'll do next, I say this truck here was one example of a 5130 we're putting together, but the next truck we'll walk around here is a truck we're putting together for the Baltimore Tow Show that's going to be coming up here in November. So we'll run around it quick and kind of show you some of the custom things we've done to it.
Cool.
So I don't know if you can see the truck behind me or not, but this is a brand new Peterbilt chassis that we put together. The one thing that's interesting about this one is as you see all the custom paint work, like this was a brand new truck right from Peterbilt, and as soon as we got it here, we tore the steps off, the fuel tanks, the air cleaners, the visors. I mean, there was so much chrome parts that we actually took off a brand new truck, and we actually had it all repainted. So we repainted that all red. So this kind of stuff that you see here, fuel tanks, there's a visor up on top to see. And then if you followed me around the front of the truck, the air cleaners are originally these two air cleaners were all originally stainless, and we painted them red. So it really makes the truck have a unique look. And at the tow shows, the customers that walk around, they pick that stuff apart and they recognize it. But the paint department here at Zips is another big department where we have a lot of people that work hard every day, and they also have to pay attention to detail and do a good job of what they do. So
I'm going to get a shot maybe of the truck one more time. And then are we going to the paint department next?
yeah, we'll go around the truck, go right down.
It's really bright.
But as far as like the record itself, like you see every single one of these lights. I mean, every light you see on the pylon, along the record body, underneath the cab, all that stuff is stuff that we lay out and we mark out, drill and wire, and put together. So it's
a lot of electrical.
Oh yeah, it's like a Christmas tree when she's done. So
there's something flashing in there right now we can see.
Yep, there's a little strobe.
So check that out, everybody. Look at all of this wiring that goes into this tow truck. So some electrical knowledge will probably be really beneficial as well.
You notice here. So this is an example of the electrical box where all the wiring comes together. So if you look in here, it's right now it would probably give somebody a headache looking at that. But every truck we build, they get easier and easier, and guys can recognize, an issue in there, or whether wiring lights up or wiring strobe lights or work lights. I mean, it all comes together right there. So it's paying attention to detail is definitely a big important spot in that.
So we got the question that I knew we would. Starting salaries.
Okay. As far as salaries go, it really depends on experience. If you were looking at a high school student coming to start on with Zips, it depends on what kind of experience they have, or if they had any, or if they were looking to start a career with us and train as they go. And, over the years, we definitely get bumped in pay. But as far as starting out, it could be anywhere between 18 to 20 bucks an hour right now as a high school student. If we were to hire on mechanics that had a lot more experience and schooling and hands-on training, the pay would definitely go up there. So Yeah, and I say if you guys got any other questions, just feel free to.
Yep, I
fire
can
'em
see them
away.
popping up in the chat. I didn't know how that would work, but I can see them.
Yeah,
Are you hiring, or is there a shortage of employees with the skills needed to work in this area?
absolutely. So we are hiring right now. One of the biggest, I mean, the department that we're going to go down to next is probably the biggest department we're hurting in is going to be the paint department. We are looking for mechanics and truck builders and technicians. The paint department would probably be the one that we need guys the most, and we are looking for people right now.
Well, let's go check that out.
Sure. Just an example on the service side, we walk by these two trucks.
Yeah.
Like this truck right behind us here, this is a 40-ton rotator. It's one of our good customers out of Des Moines, Iowa, that he brought it up. It's a brand new truck that he's had for a little bit, but he just decided that he wanted to add more lights to it and add a big light tower. So there's actually a huge light tower in here that's going to get mounted up on the tunnel box, and it's going to be really cool once we're done. So
No, is that just to make it pretty, or is there a
no,
safety
no, so
aspect to that?
It's something on the side of the road when they're doing recoveries. If you see like at rental places where you can rent those great big light towers, when these guys are flipping semis over in the middle of the night or at 1 a.m, light towers like this are awesome because they can stand it right up on the tow truck with a remote. They can see what they're doing, and it keeps everybody safe and everybody in check. But besides building tow trucks, the service department, as far as customers bringing trucks in, having us add things, fix things, we do that every day. So that's cool too.
Let's get a shot of this truck here. So what's in that box is going to go on this truck, so it's really visible on the side of the road there.
Yeah, there's going to be.
And isn't there some new technology, Randy, too? So when emergency vehicles and tow trucks are both on the scene, the lights sync. Did I hear something about that?
Nothing that we do with tow trucks, but
Okay.
it is something that's out there.
It is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, we definitely can do that. But yeah, as far as every tow truck we build, depending on the strobe patterns that they pick, or the lights that they pick, or the flash pattern, it can be different. But usually at night, a truck like this should lit up very well. Like you can see it from a long ways away. But
And all motorists appreciate that, right?
Absolutely.
So everyone can stay safe.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll swing down to the paint department. Right here on our left, we got a trailer that came in for some repairs.
Yeah, so we're repairing this as well. And you'll get to see, that's a long truck. A lot of things as we go by here.
You'll see here, right here in front of me is an example of some body sites that just came out of the paint department. So these were body sites on a 1-ton record that we were currently building, and the body sites had to go down to paint. They had to sand them, do the body work, prime and paint them, and they finally just came out of paint. So the crew here off to my right, those guys are going to be looking to pull that truck back in and finish it. So just like the heavy crews, the small crews, they are usually building multiple trucks at one time, and they switch in and out of paint as they go. So it's a cycle, you know, where they got at least 3 big projects going on at once, if not more. So.
And the painting is such an important part of that, so that they can finish the build,
Absolutely.
correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So this just came out, got painted. And that's a process that I think Randy's going to show us now. Oh, look at that. Can I go see what they're doing? All right, you want to tell us about what they're doing there?
So we have some body sides on the heavy duty record that they're taping off all the doors. They're taping off all the doors that we drilled in. They're doing the body work, sanding it, just getting everything perfect before it goes into paint booth and it's painted. And you know, if you were to do like a small power cut or something like that, I mean, that takes a lot of time. You know, for these tow trucks, everything's big, everything's long, and the quality can't go away. It's very time consuming, and the guys I've got here, you know, they do an awesome job, but we definitely need more for sure. Like I say, it's definitely a tedious job that you got to pay attention to detail, and it's definitely something that we need.
All right.
But yeah, body prep, the station that they're in right now, there's actually an overhead ventilation system that while they're sanding and doing the body work, you know, it keeps the air quality very good. So yeah. We have two great big paint booths. One's on the north side of the shop, the other one's on the other side. So I can we'll pan over there here quick and see. Yep. This truck right here is actually one that's ready for paint. Yep, you're good. The wrecker body itself, they got the boom stretched out, the wheel lift is stretched out, everything's sanded. They're gonna be pulling it here in the paint booth here soon, and then they'll be wrapping it up.
Okay, so this one's about ready to go to paint. We had a question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move over here. They said it's a little hard to hear where we were before. Do you paint the whole thing at once or part by part, Randy?
The main crane of the wrecker, so like the main boom or the main structure of the wrecker, we do one color at a time. So some trucks are just like all black, or they'll be all red, or they'll be all white. We will paint all that all at one shot. We usually have two painters at once, so they'll both have their own guns, and they'll both be painted at the same time, because as that paint lays down, when it dries, it kind of melts together. It cures all at once. So having multiple guys, one on each side of the truck or one on each side of the crane, that really helps with the quality of the work once it's all done, and the time to get the trucks in and out of the paint. So if we have multiple colors, which a lot of guys with tow trucks, you know, they're really fancy and they're really picky, we will do one color at a time. And usually it's like every day. So we'll say half the wrecker is one color, when we'll spray that, and we'll have to tape off the areas that don't get painted. And then the next day we'll tape off the stuff we just painted and unmask the stuff that didn't, and then we'll paint the second color. So and sometimes it's more than two. It could be three. Those ones are the ones that stay in the paint booth the longest, but they turn out really cool. So
Sounds like that can be a time-consuming process.
absolutely, yep, absolutely.
Okay, so we do have another question, which is on our sheet. What do people not like about their job, or what is there anything personally you don't like about your job?
I'd say the one thing that it's kind of a double-edged sword with me. I would say the thing that not necessarily I don't like or a bad thing, but the one thing that with me, like when I go home at the end of the day, everything I did at work, you know, it's not like I was working at a factory and I'm just cranking out parts. You know, every day I'm dealing with people and I'm dealing with problems and I'm dealing with mechanics, and when I go home at night, like work doesn't go away. Like I am always thinking about stuff, I'm trying to figure stuff out. I do take work home with me quite a bit, you know, just mentally. So it's not really a bad thing. It's good, you know. It's I definitely love my job, and it's part of it. As far as other guys, you know, it's stuff that they wouldn't like about their job. You know, for the most part, everyone really does like their job. I would say we do work 50-hour weeks, and sometimes in the summertime, you know, we work Monday through Friday, 50 hours a week, and in the summertime it can be long days. You know, when your friends and buddies are out. You know, they're getting off earlier, and that could be something that some guys wouldn't like, but the overtime is really good, and the hours are great, and there's plenty of work to do. So
I say that it's high demand, right? So
yeah,
you need
yeah.
those
So
hours.
it's not really a bad thing, but no, I mean, it's as far as all the departments, everyone, you know, they do a great job and they're good at what they do, and between the departments, when people get good at doing something, they want to stick with doing that, and it kind of stays that way. So.
We're hanging some stuff to get ready to paint here.
Yep. Yeah. So Sean, he's our paint manager. He's right behind me. He's hanging some parts up in the paint booth, and we'll do small runs. They'll do batches. You know, if they pull a great big huge truck in and they paint the whole boom and main crane, or after that's done, they may fill the entire booth with small parts and little items, kind of like what he's taken down. And even after painting the main structure of a tow truck, there's still a huge pile of small parts that all get individually painted and as well. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Any different skills you need to be in the paint area than what we talked about already?
Not necessarily, you know, in high school or high school diploma or equivalent, but if there was any experience that somebody would have, we would definitely be interested or definitely be listening. But it is something that over the years, you know, we can train. Most people would start off in like the paint prep area and learn about all the steps it takes to prep a part before paint, and then eventually get into the paint department. So,
Well, we're at time. Have we covered all the? Stephanie, was the consensus that they wanted us to keep going a little bit?
Dan, it's up to you guys.
Well, I will have to start getting the recording. So as long as all the questions were covered.
Did we get all the questions? Oh, more career opportunities. Let's talk about that. Do we want Marie to cover that? Are you okay, Maria? You cover that?
As far as career opportunities at Zips, of course, I'm being a service manager. I'm out in the shop, so between the paint department and the shop service side, whether you're being a body installer, a truck installer, or even a truck mechanic, if you were just to service trucks that come in. But at Zips, we have a shipping and receiving department where we have crews of people that are doing warehouse work, working with parts, pulling parts. We have marketing department and throughout Zips, between the shop side of things, marketing, sales, finance. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities here at Zips, but yeah, it's endless, really.
And you have a whole catalog, right? Like of parts and.
Yep. Yeah, it's mainly
Not-
there.
Yeah, it's mainly online. We went away from print catalogs just because it's gonna be this thick and everything would be outdated the second day. We printed it, sent it out, but we definitely have our catalogs online, and we are adding thousands of SKUs a week in a year, and it's
And so a
we've got
whole
lot of-
crew of people have to answer phone calls and customer inquiries about that as well. All right. Okay, well, we can't thank you enough. I don't know that we've ever had so many questions from students, honestly. So clearly this was a success. Is there anything final you want to show us that's super cool or?
Truck here, before we walk up to it, we have a one Peterbilt truck that we took it on trade. We tore it down completely and we're repainting it from the ground up and rebuilding it. So it's a pretty cool project. The truck is it's nothing fancy, but it's an old truck that looks pretty sharp. And then even next door to it, there's a rotator. One of our customers up in Wisconsin that they have here for service. And if you walk around that thing is way cool. It's got a really cool wrap on it.
So you have the opportunity here to build from the ground up new, or another opportunity, which is the area that you're in, right, Randy, is to take these trucks that come in and rebuild them and make them look super cool and brand new again.
But yeah, if you follow me, we'll go to the next truck over. And it's really
Oh, wow. Look at that.
thing's pretty sharp.
All right. So this one's going to get redone and then you'll sell it to a new customer.
This one here, it's a customer owns it.
Okay. Okay. Wow. That's a fancy paint job on that. You get a lot of interesting things and I learn something every time I'm here. So thank you to Randy and Marie and Zips. It's been great to be here today. And thank you for being our pilot for an on-site live Zoom as well. So have a great day. Thank you. Stephanie, back to you.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend.